So in the tuning room for me, one of the key things I always find, and I actually find it quite baffling, how many pipers never go into the competing room that they're going to play in. That they never go in and check it beforehand before they play.
Yeah.
For me, that's something, same again, that Bert instilled in me at such a young age. I used to always arrive at the venue and go straight to where I was playing first. Go in, even before the competition had started, go and stand where I was going to play and take in the surroundings.
Hey everybody, Andrew Douglas here. One of the things that I loved about creating the new bagpipe tuning suite here at Dojo University is getting to sit down with the world's best pipers, and I chatted with many of them for a full hour. And what you saw there is a little bit of Callum Beaumont, and we're now going to look at a bigger excerpt from his interview here. If you're interested in all of these interviews, head over to pipersdojo.com/tuning today to check out our all new tuning suite. But without further ado, let's hear from Callum a little bit about his bagpipe tuning process. All right, here's one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. So we've seen you perform many times in all the big events and on the Glenfiddich live stream and all this stuff. What happens in the tuning room before you go on? Because when you come on the stage, you tune your pipes and it's really not really tuning, is it? You're more just settling the pipes for a few minutes on the stage before you begin. But what does it look like in the time that you have in the tuning room beforehand? Because do you just strike up and it already sounds like that? Or is there a process?
There's a huge process. Of course, that's why you practice at home. And a lot of the homework is done at home. Of course it is. So that on the day of a competition, it's you understand that method. It's like a team warming up before they go on to play at soccer or whatever it is. That same process is the same for me, hopefully. And that process at home for me 100% involves knowing how long my pipes take to warm up and to feel like they're going to be at their best for the performers. So in the tuning room for me, one of the key things I always find, and I actually find it quite baffling, how many pipers never go into the competing room that they're going to play in. That they never go in and check it beforehand before they play.
Yeah.
For me, that's something, same again, that Bert instilled in me at such a young age. I used to always arrive at the venue and go straight to where I was playing first. Go in, even before the competition had started, go and stand where I was going to play and take in the surroundings. See what's there. How does it feel? Does it feel colder? Does it feel warmer? What is it like? Taking the temperature, all that sort of thing. So when it
Yep.
comes to me going into the tuning room or final tuning room, that's already here. I've already understood the process. I understand what's going to happen. When I go out on that stage, I more or less know what my pipes are going to do. Now, for me, I usually have a time. So I've usually got maybe 4 or 5 minutes to tune, which people might think is an age, but it's really not when you're under pressure and you're trying to be your
Yeah.
absolute ultimate. It feels like it goes away like that. So for me, it's trying to eliminate all those potential issues as much as I can. So before I go onto that stage, my pipes, I will tune them to as close as I feel like they're going to be. If there's a variance in temperature, I will move them to suit that. So it saves me 30 seconds worth of time when I'm on that stage. I
Yep.
can start to try and put the process of the competing more in my head that when I'm on that stage, I've got a job to do. It's not, oh no, I'm going to have to try and shift drones about and never, never, never. The best feeling in the world is walking onto a stage and never having to tune your pipes and
Yeah.
you're just letting the time roll down and play. Now that doesn't happen very much, but when it does, it's a great satisfaction in that. And it 100% adds to the performance. But tuning for me, it's knowing your instrument. 100% knowing your instrument is going to know how long it's going to take when you're in tuning. So that when that person comes, knocks on the door, you're like, okay, let's go. It's
Yeah.
not going to be 5 minutes. I'm ready to go. I'm always trying to make sure I time it perfectly for that.
Okay. So the reason the pipes would change from the tuning room into the performance room is mainly because of the external environment. Like there's going to be
Yep,
some differences, right? You
yep,
can't go from one room to another without at least some differences. Like maybe the
yep.
humidity is slightly different, but more likely it's the temperature is ever so slightly different. And then if the temperature is colder in the performance space, you're saying you would actually maybe flatten the drones ahead of time in anticipation because the fact that the playing room is cooler means the chanter will sound a slightly lower
Exactly.
pitch as a result, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I do take this quite serious, of course, but I always carry a thermometer and I always carry a thing that's going to tell me the humidity. Absolutely
Yeah.
identical
One of
to that
these.
one. Yeah,
Yep. Same
absolutely
one.
identical.
Amazon.
Say,
$10 for
absolutely.
2 of them. Yeah.
That's the one. So I carry that in my case, and the first thing I do is I say, I'll go into that room, go out there. It's amazing. I remember going to Glenfiddich, must have been about 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, maybe longer. That's one of the first times I played up there. And I remember there must have been 3 or 4 of us all standing on the stage with our little gauges,
Yeah.
finding out. And it's just, look, all the top people in the world are doing this sort of thing. It makes perfect sense. And if you can get that 1% difference on it, it makes life so much easier. And I remember standing on the stage, and it was like 24 degrees centigrade, or whatever it was. And then walking back to the tuning room, and it was 18, thinking, whoa, this is going to be tough
Yeah.
today. And it was really, really, really tough. And it is trying to gauge that as much as you can. But not very often would you get that much a range in temperature. But it's so important to know that ahead of time.
If you're interested in hearing the complete 1-hour interview, you can do so as part of the all-new Piper's Dojo Tuning Suite, just released here at the dojo here recently. The Tuning Suite contains detailed theoretical, practical courses. It contains a 90-day tuning plan. It contains a distillation of basically everything you could ever dream of needing to know about tuning, including transcripts from the interviews here in this textbook. It includes a how to tune your pipe band course, and it includes a robust triple your money back guarantee. Basically, our promise to you that within 90 days of doing our training program and soaking in the course, you'll be a great tuner. So I'd be honored if you went to check that out at pipersdojo.com/tuning now. And if you purchase before October 22nd, you can receive $80 off and a couple of other great bonuses as well. So head over to pipersdojo.com/tuning today. Meanwhile, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.